Yo, what's going on everyone? Today we're taking another deep dive into the Elliott Wave counts for Chainlink or Link, and it's been a hot minute since we've discussed this one since our last analysis a few weeks ago. More or less, for the past few months, we have hit all of our expectations not only to the upside for the intermediate degree wave 1 in orange to complete, but also for the pullback for our intermediate degree wave 2 disguised as a multiple zigzag or a double zigzag corrective pattern, which is denoted as a WXY, as you can see here. This WXY is formed when you have two consecutive zigzags, one for wave W and one for wave Y. That is usually a more prolonged correction than a normal ABC correction, but still meets the overall expectation that still meets us into the wave 2 target zone. Our wave 2 target zone in that case is idealized by utilizing two Fibonacci agreements, one of them being the normal Fibonacci retracement that you all may be familiar with, where we use the whole move up from the origin of wave 1 to the assumed termination point of wave 1. We can then see that it has reached the golden Fibonacci level, which is usually by high probability a good reversal zone for a wave 2, anywhere around the 61.8% or the 88.6% Fibonacci level. Then, based on symmetry and geometry techniques, we use the Fibonacci trend-based tool to measure the actual corrective wave pattern from the origin of our top of wave 1, then to the pivot of wave W and also the pivot of wave X to measure the length of wave Y. As you can see, we are trading right around the 100% Fibonacci level in the gray of that trend-based Fibonacci extension, which is that 100% Fib level that gives us the equality for wave Y against our wave W. That is usually the minimum expectation, but no problem if you breach that, because the next level of area of interest is going to be the 161.8%, which we did not really reach, but anywhere in that zone is going to be an area of interest for the bulls. So as you can see, this wide area of the rectangle box is going to be an area of interest no matter what. And based on those two Fibonacci agreements of the normal Fibonacci retracement and also the trend-based Fibonacci extension, we can assume that our wave 2 is now nearing complete, as also assumed from our analysis a few months ago. So if that's the case, our larger primary wave 1-2 has now been completed as some kind of triple correction. And now we have a 5-wave move up that has confirmed our possible wave 1. Pretty textbook, clean 5-wave move up into the intermediate wave 1. And again, already explained that WXY correction has now or more or less completed. We could go for one more move down depending on how Bitcoin trades over the next few weeks. But overall, we're still looking for a wide range for this invalidation to not occur, because the invalidation will occur when we have our intermediate wave 2 go against our wave 2 of the primary degree or the parent degree, and if it surpasses that, then the whole count is invalidated. And if that's the case, then we're going to be looking for a bearish, an alternative to this whole count. Now, for this case, what we're looking for is now the next move of a wave 3 of the intermediate degree in orange to come in the next following weeks or months, and that's going to be a very strong move to the upside, around a 10x gain just for this wave 3, as we are expecting a wave 3 to be highly impulsive, which is going to be usually the strongest wave out of all 5 waves. Again, since we're working in the intermediate degree of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all we're doing is now extending this wave 3 of the primary degree, as we have already assumed the primary wave 1, 2 has completed. So in this case, we're looking for extremely highly ambitious levels. But if that's not the case, we're still looking for at least a minimum target expectation of at least an equality leg of this wave 1 around the 100%. But since we're assuming a wave 3 is coming in, we're going to be looking for that 161.8 zone, which is around these levels here, around the all-time highs. And that should be our wave 3 target. And that is usually a good profit-taking zone, whether you are a bull or a bear. And if you're still expecting a continuation to the upside, this is still a pretty good profit-taking zone for all people, no matter what, because our wave 3 is usually the most profitable wave. Now, let's say that the wave 2 of the intermediate degree surpasses our primary wave 2, that will be invalidated. We do have another possibility of a bearish count, since the markets are still in a shaky kind of road right now. We don't know exactly how Bitcoin is going to be playing out, but in the case it does move down, we do have another expectation on where we can find our next opportunity. If it does give us this in terms of a shorting opportunity, we could be alternatively working in a larger WXY pattern. Since we do have quite a bit of data for Link and in itself, we could have ideally already completed 5 waves up for this wave 1 of the cycle degree in green. we could technically be working for a really extended cycle wave 2, and that still gives us a relatively good look if this bearish scenario does play out, because we do have a possible ABC going into wave W here, and this whole move now is considered the transitional wave in itself, instead of seeing this as the bottom where we had that triple corrective pattern to the downside where we had a technical bottom here. Instead, since we have this new price extreme here, what we can do is put our wave W here as the origin, and then have this bottom as an expanded B pocket level, and then this 5-wave move as a C wave move. This 5-wave move is now utilized as a C wave going into a larger wave X. And if that's the case, we're looking for just like that double WXY that we were looking for. We're now seeing that same similar type of pattern of that WXY just on a larger scale. So in that case, we're just working in the beginning structure of that actionary wave A. And if that's the case, we're looking for 5-wave move into wave A of the intermediate degree, another pullback for wave B, and this is where we will be getting a pretty good idea on having that opportunity if this works as a 3-way move to the upside, and then we can take a shorting opportunity down at least to trade this wave C, which should be another 70 to 80% move of a downside that should bring Link to pretty detrimental areas of $1 to $3 region. So if this cycle degree wave 1-2 is still in play, really could be a possibility, since it does still have a relatively good look even at this stage, no matter how bullish we may be. But again, since we're still working with the narrative that we've been expecting this possible zone for being an intermediate degree wave 2 pullback target zone, like we discussed here for the past few months, we're expecting this to be the main primary scenario going forward until this major invalidation level breaks. And that's how we should be approaching the Elliott Wave theory. We shouldn't be biased. We should just count what we have right now with the data given. And right now we do have a pretty good bottoming structure here, especially for Bitcoin, that also created a triple type of zigzag corrective pattern for its bottom for a wave 2. We're also similarly seeing this wave 1 being completed as a 5-way move, textbook like I said, and this double correction or a double zigzag correction is now looking like it's complete because of that wave 2 target zone we discussed based on our Fibonacci extension and our normal Fibonacci retracement. So in the coming months or weeks, hopefully I have a great news update for this video going forward, because we are expecting a wave 3 of the intermediate degree to continue forward. But again, we do have the option where we do have another possibility of a nice looking WXY that's being currently worked upon, where we're looking for a wave ABC to the downside to complete our partner leg for this wave W. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully that was helpful. We have a lot more altcoin analysis going forward. If you have any other suggestions for altcoins, please write them in the comments below, or if you're invested into Link yourself. This video is not for financial advice, but just more of an educational perspective on how the Elliott Wave theory could be utilized. Hopefully that was helpful, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.